Welcome back. Missy Heydrich here, 2024 Women's Basketball Media Day. We are now joined by the head coach and student athletes from BYU. They were 16 and 17 overall a year ago, 6 and 12 in Big 12 play. Head coach Amari Whiting, now in her third year at BYU. She is joined by sophomore guard Amari Whiting, redshirt senior guard Camry Congdon, and senior forward Emma Calvert. Coach, I'll start with you. A year ago, you were heading into your second season at BYU. You're first in this league. You go through the grind. What did you learn about what maybe your roster needed? Where were the tweaks you wanted to make? And how do you make those adjustments heading into the season?
I think first and foremost, it started in recruiting. You kind of learn how you have to recruit to it. Obviously, bigger, faster, stronger, had to get in the weight room. And we kind of wanted to revamp how we played. And so turning the offense over to Lee and just letting him roll with it and just play a little bit faster, shoot more threes. I feel like that was what we wanted to change going in.
Bigger, faster, stronger. It's one of the themes I think I've heard from quite a few teams already this morning. When you think about the players that you've had, what was it about? Was it going to be on the defensive end, offensively, or did you just see it as a total for your game and how you want to play on both ends?
I feel like the game's faster, making the jump in conferences, and the weight room really comes into play because the guards get knocked off their base a lot, and so that had to be amped up in the weight room. And then how we play, we have to actually ramp up our conditioning for sure. Mm-hmm.
Makes a big difference. The beauty of the Big 12 is that this has been a league that has been host to great rivalries. And now we actually get a new one for a lot of people in this part of the country, which is that BYU-Utah rivalry. Unique for you. You're an alum. You played at BYU, now the head coach. Can you tell us about this rivalry and what it's really all about in your state?
It's unmatched. Fans, they get a little crazy wild when it comes down to it. And my husband played in it as well, and so we go back in that, and you can't understand what it means until you're in the moment. I don't think there is any blowout games in that, everybody's, and it's out for blood. There's no friends, it's just go.
Well, we look forward to seeing it live and in person this season. I'm going to start with sophomore guard Amari Whiting. You started every game a year ago as a freshman, averaged just shy of 11 points a game. You were one of many fantastic freshmen in this league, now a sophomore. As you make this move into year two, what was your focus? What were the conversations that you had in the offseason about what you have to do to get better?
I think just this offseason compared to last offseason, obviously I was coming off an injury, and so my offseason really was just, hey, what can I do to get cleared? And I just really wanted to play, and so this offseason I feel like I was really able to just, I had my body underneath me, and it was like, all right, let's make gains. Time to get to work. Talk to coach, same thing she said, of just getting in the weight room, feeling stronger and not get knocked off my base. And I just feel like I needed to add a lot to my bag. Obviously it was eye-opening being in the Big 12 and just how good everyone was. And so just this off-season, I was lifting every day, conditioning every day, and training. Sometimes I was doing 2 days, just anything I could. I felt like to just, get better and contribute to the team and help us win more. So.
Camry, you come as a transfer from Cal, 25 starts last season, known as a three-point shooter. I would ask you first and foremost, when you go in the portal, what was it about BYU and what was it for the decision for you to go there?
Yeah, with my last year of playing, one of the bigger things was just coming home. I love being around. I'm a big family person, so to have my family be able to be involved was huge for me. And then talking to Amber and just, what she's got on the team, what she's got going, what they're looking for, definitely something I want to be a part of, and so I'm happy to be here.
As that is a three-point shooter, what is it about this system at BYU that makes your eyes kind of get really bright and happy?
Exactly, like Coach said it, shoot more threes. So sign me up, I'm there.
Well, that's a good sign. Everybody loves it. We talked a lot about green lights so far this morning up here on this stage. Emma, the Big 12 is known for its physicality. You had 13 starts a season ago, over 45% from the field. You saw how physical this league is. What have you told some of these younger, newer players about how to get prepared for what they're going to see in the Big 12?
I think Coach said it the best. Bigger, faster, stronger. And bigger and stronger is two key words in there, and it's just a fight in the post. 100% of the time. So it's really fun to play against because you got to work for everything that you get. So,
in terms of your game and looking at things that you could improve on going into the season, what was your focus in addition to that bigger, faster, stronger?
I think just being a presence inside and outside, so my three-point game, but also being able to get to the rim from the three-point line, I think is huge, especially the paint touch kick-out game that we want to focus on as well. So.
A lot of versatility sitting up here on this stage with Coach. For all of our media members out there, if any of you have any questions, please raise your hand and we will get to you. Cynthia, right here in the front, or second row, and we will go with her.
Good morning, everybody. Cindy Brunson, NBC Sports, University of Arizona women's basketball television play-by-play. Camry, formerly Martine, how are you doing today?
So good. Good to see you.
Utah, Cal, you have torn up the former Pac-12 conference as we used to know it with 12 teams, now with just 2. But you come with a different last name, which I take it I need to congratulate you on recent nuptials.
Thank you, yes.
Congratulations. So a different aspect to the student-athlete life because you're a bride and you're hooping. What is that like?
It's still newer, but it's been great. I've enjoyed it. It's, like I said, being home and then being, yes, now married. It's been a good change and definitely what I needed, and it's super refreshing.
We've got another question right here in the front.
Coach Matthew Postons, Heartland College Sports. You talked about getting bigger, faster, stronger, but I think part of that's also developing depth in your team. How much of your depth do you feel you can tap into, especially with the fact that you have a third of your roster made up of true freshmen?
A lot. We have had the challenge this summer of trying to find a starting 5, and just they went at it every day, went at each other, and just having that depth of who's going to step up today. I think we're starting to get to that point, but just knowing the rotations, and I think I've got a lot more depth than I had last year for sure.
Coach, I would ask you, it's a question that's been posed to others because of the grind and what you see in the Big 12. You have to be strategic about what you want to do with your non-conference scheduling. Can you talk a little bit about how you scheduled, what you want to accomplish, what you want to see from this group early?
I think going into the Big 12, you have to have some challenges within your non-conference in order to get ready. We have Iowa and Rice on and Washington State, which I think will all three be really good challenges for us. But you don't want to ever walk through it because then when you get there, then it's like a wake-up call, right? And so I that was really strategic in doing that, and I'm excited about what we have laid out for the non-conference. I think it will help benefit us.
And just give some perspective. You talked about that depth and the competition, but what have you seen from this group that you've liked? And what are a couple things that are keeping you up at night as practice has started here?
Well, I'm a defensive coach, so keeping me up at night is how we're going to stop people, right? And I always tell these guys, we can score 100 points, but if you give up 101, you still lose. And so that's first and foremost always at the front of my mind, and making sure that we have that. And then also, there's a fine balance between playing like too many, too little, like where the minutes are going to come from, how's that rotation going to look. But I have a lot of girls that are hungry and ready to step up to the plate when it comes to that. And so I'm excited to see what they can do. And then it also, like when we got down to the end of last year, we were kind of banged up and bruised up. I think that having the depth this year will really help that. And if I can be better at rotating people through, then I think that will help too.
All right, I know we've got one more question here in the back before we close it up.
Yes. Hi, guys. My name is Lauren Ritchie. I'm with Playmakers. Now, for Coach and Amari, I'm just curious the dynamic and balance between coach, daughter, and mom and player. Can you guys just talk about that?
You want to take it?
There's definitely a line as soon as I step in, the gym, it's coach for sure. But I feel like we do a pretty good job of, just keeping our mother-daughter relationship as well. We go get our nails done every 2 weeks and just, get a gossip and talk about.
Don't talk basketball.
Never basketball. That's a rule. Just, kind of talk about my life and just always treat it as mom and daughter. But yeah, as soon as I step in the gym, it's coach or Amber, never mom. But yeah.
I think that for me, I can hold her to a higher standard and she's not going to transfer. That's one of the benefits. Sorry, I'll say it. You're not going anywhere. So for me, that because in this day and age, that's a real thing to be able to coach kids hard, and if the grass is always greener. So if I can hold her to a higher standard, and if I can coach her hard, I feel like I can coach everybody hard, and they can see that. And then, like she said, we try and work on our relationship outside the court. And on Sunday dinners, I don't bring out film like I used to. That's a big thing in our house. My husband taught me that because I can't do it to anybody else. And so I just kind of have to, keep that line. And so hopefully we can keep this relationship good.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to stay good. Bigger, faster, stronger. Looking forward to some very big things from BYU this year. Coach, players, thank you so much.